You know, when you think about humor, it's fascinating how it varies from one culture to another. Take Ghanaian humor, for instance. It's like a rich tapestry woven from the threads of our daily lives, our struggles, our triumphs, and yes, our quirks. There's something about it that just gets to the heart of what it means to be human. You might be wondering, what's so special about Ghanaian humor? Well, let me take you on a little journey through the laughter and the lessons that come with it. First off, let's talk about the context. Ghanaian humor is often rooted in our rich oral traditions. We have a long history of storytelling, and humor has always been a way to communicate deeper truths. You see, we don't just tell jokes for the sake of laughter. We use humor to reflect on society, to critique our leaders, and to cope with the challenges we face. It's like we've mastered the art of turning pain into punchlines. You can be in the middle of a serious conversation, and suddenly someone drops a line that has everyone in stitches. It's a beautiful way to lighten the mood, to remind us that even in tough times, we can find joy. Now, let's dive into some of the specific elements that make Ghanaian humor so unique. One of the most relatable aspects is our use of proverbs. Ghanaians love a good proverb. You might hear someone say, "The one who loves you will make you cry." And you're left thinking, wow, that's deep. But then they'll follow it up with a punchline that makes you laugh out loud. It's this blend of wisdom and wit that keeps us engaged. Proverbs are not just for wisdom, they're tools for humor, and they often come with a twist that leaves you chuckling. Another hallmark of Ghanaian humor is the use of exaggeration. We have this knack for taking a situation and blowing it up to epic proportions. Picture this. You're sitting with friends, and someone starts recounting a story about how they went to the market. By the time they're done, you're convinced they fought off a lion just to get a ripe plantain. This exaggeration isn't just for laughs. It's a way to emphasize the absurdity of everyday life. It makes you realize how sometimes we take our struggles too seriously. In the end, we're all just trying to navigate this wild ride called life. And humor helps us take a step back and laugh at ourselves. And then there's the role of language. The way Ghanaians switch between English and local dialects is a comedy goldmine. You could be having a serious discussion, and then someone throws in a phrase in Twi or Ga, and suddenly the whole vibe changes. The rhythm, the tone, the way the words roll off the tongue, it's infectious. It's like a secret code that instantly brings people together. You see, humor transcends language barriers. Even if you don't understand every word, you can feel the energy, the laughter, and that sense of community that comes with it. Let's not forget about the characters we create in our humor. Ghanaians have a way of embodying archetypes that are instantly recognizable. There's the Kwaku Anansi, the clever spider from our folklore, who always finds a way to outsmart others. He's a trickster, and his stories often carry valuable lessons wrapped in humor. Then there are the mad men on the streets, who, in their own unique ways, provide commentary on life's absurdities. They might seem eccentric, but they hold a mirror to society, forcing us to confront our own ridiculousness. These characters are not just funny, they're important cultural symbols that remind us of who we are. Now, I have to mention our comedians. Ghanaians have produced some of the most talented humorists who have taken the art of comedy to new heights. From stand-up shows to skits on social media, these artists have a way of addressing social issues while making us laugh. They tackle everything from politics to relationships, and they do it with a flair that's uniquely Ghanaian. You can't help but admire how they weave humor into serious topics, allowing us to reflect on our realities while enjoying a good laugh. It's a delicate balance, and they nail it every time. And let's talk about the communal aspect of humor. In Ghana, laughter is often a shared experience. You might find yourself at a family gathering, and suddenly, someone starts telling a story that has everyone in stitches. It's not just about the joke, it's about the connection it creates. Laughter brings people together. It breaks down barriers, and it reminds us that we're all in this together. Whether you're from Accra or a small village in the north, humor has a way of uniting us, making us feel less alone in our struggles. But here's the thing, humor is also a coping mechanism. In a world where things can get overwhelming, we often turn to laughter to help us deal with our challenges. It's a way to process grief, to find light in the darkness. You might hear someone making a joke about a difficult situation, and while it might seem inappropriate at first, it's their way of coping. It's a reminder that even in the toughest of times, we can find a way to smile. So, the next time you hear a Ghanaian joke or a funny story, remember that there's so much more beneath the surface. It's not just about the laughter, it's about the culture, the connections, and the resilience that comes with it. Ghanaian humor is a celebration of life, a reminder that even when the world feels heavy, we can always find a reason to laugh. And that, my friends, is the true beauty of it.